Welcome back, Focus Learners. We've got a great explainer lineup for you today. If you're a DIY beginner, a homeowner, or maybe a budding apprentice, you've probably stared at a pegboard packed with specialized grips, testers, and colorful bits of plastic and thought, what on earth do all of these actually do? It can be super intimidating, right? Well, you are in the right place. We're going to completely demystify the essential electrical toolkit. We're breaking down 16 absolute must-have tools, and we're not just throwing names at you. We're going to see exactly how and when they're used in the real world. So grab your notebook, and let's decode the ultimate workbench setup. Okay, let's dive into this. Take a look at this beautifully laid out spread of 16 distinct tools. From that bright yellow device up top to the heavy-duty orange rubber gear down at the bottom, I know it looks like a massive sea of metal, plastic, and wiring accessories. It might seem like a whole lot to take in at first glance, but honestly, don't sweat it. We're going to break this whole thing down completely logically, step by step. By the end of this explainer, you're going to know exactly what every single one of these items does. To make this incredibly easy to digest, we're organizing these tools into a practical, real-world job workflow. We'll start with unlocking the electrical toolkit, then move to safety and visibility first, testing the invisible power, manipulating the wires, and finally, connecting and fastening securely. Starting off with Section 1, Unlocking the Electrical Toolkit. Which brings us straight into Section 2, Safety and Visibility First. I want you to look down at the very bottom row, focusing specifically on tools 14, 15, and 16. You'll notice the thick materials and the prominent lenses here. These aren't for cutting or twisting. These three items are the absolute foundation of your personal safety and your situational awareness on any job site. Let's get into exactly what we're looking at. Item 16, those heavy-duty bright orange gloves, are your electrical insulating gloves. They're made with really thick rubber to protect your hands from potentially fatal shocks. But protection isn't quite enough. You also need to see what you're doing. That's where item 14, the LED headlamp, comes into play. It gives you crucial hands-free lighting when you're elbow deep in a dark electrical panel. And for peering deep into wall cavities or targeting a shadow junction box, you've got item 15, the trusty LED flashlight. Together, these make sure you are fully protected and visually aware. And this brings up a core principle we've just got to keep at the forefront of our minds. Electricity is invisible and it is dangerous. You literally can't see it, hear it, or smell it until it's way too late. That's exactly why those thick orange insulating gloves are literal lifesavers. The insulating properties of the rubber block the current from entering your body. You absolutely must respect the invisible nature of this power before we even think about moving on to the testing phase. So let's move to Section 3, Testing the Invisible Power. Now, what's really interesting here is the evolution and variety of these testing tools. Check out items 1, 3, and 11, sort of near the top left and middle right. Notice the digital screen on the left, that sleek yellow pen shape right in the middle, and the clear plastic handle down towards the bottom right. These tools are basically our eyes and ears for detecting voltage. Let's decode that top left tool first. Item number 1 is marked as a DMM, which stands for Digital Multimeter. You can spot its bright yellow casing, the large LCD screen currently reading straight zeros, and those red and black probes attached to the wires. This is your heavy-duty diagnostic tool. It gives you super precise numerical readouts of electrical currents, voltage, and resistance. It literally tells you exactly how much power is flowing between two specific points. Next up, let's decode the acronym for tool number 3, NCVT. This stands for Non-Contact Voltage Tester. Look at this sleek, yellow and black pen-like tool. This is hands down your best friend for quick safety checks. Just like the name implies, it lets you check for live power completely safely without ever having to touch exposed, bare metal. You just wave the tip near a wire or an outlet, and it's going to beep or light up if dangerous voltage is there. It's actually really fascinating to contrast tool 3 with tool 11, the neon test screwdriver. See its clear plastic handle and metal tip? To use this older style tool, you actually have to make physical contact with the live wire. During the non-contact voltage tester, which uses proximity sensors, with the neon test screwdriver, we are literally looking at two entirely different eras of checking voltage. That modern non-contact method has become incredibly popular simply because of its inherent safety. All right, Section 4, Manipulating the Wires. Take a look at the incredible variety of jaws, handles, and spools concentrated throughout the middle and left side of our layout. We're looking at tools 2, 4, 5, 6, 9, and 10. Pay close attention to the different shapes of the metal heads here. Some are long and pointy, some are curved and really sharp, and others look like they were built for crushing. Together, these make up our physical manipulation toolkit. Let's briskly categorize these tools by what they actually do. First, you've got Tool 2, the wire stripper. It has these multiple-sized holes perfectly calibrated for cleanly pulling off plastic insulation without nicking the copper inside. Then there's Tool 5, the long nose or needle nose pliers, which are essential for grabbing wires in tight spaces and bending them into perfect little loops. For the heavy lifting, Tool 9, the cable cutter, features these curved, really sharp jaws to cleanly slice right through thick, heavy gauge cables. Tool 6 is your ratcheting crimping tool, used to truss metal connectors securely onto wire ends. And finally, that large orange ring, Tool 10, that's fish tape. Funnily enough, it's neither a fish nor tape. It's actually a long, flexible steel wire used for physically pulling new electrical lines through completely enclosed walls. Now, even in this physical, hands-on phase, safety is still absolutely key. Look at tool number 4, the insulated screwdrivers, which come in both flat and Phillips heads. Notice those thick red handles? That insulation runs almost all the way down the metal shaft. This is a game changer. It ensures that even if you're just screwing a switch into a junction box, if your hand slips, or if there's some unexpected stray voltage, you remain completely insulated from the current.
Which leads us to the final step, Section 5, connecting and fastening securely.
Guide your eyes over to the right side and the bottom left corner. We're looking at items 7, 8, 12, and 13. Notice the colorful plastic components, the rolls of tape in red, blue, and black, and the bundles of plastic strips. These aren't for cutting or stripping. These are the essential components you use to seal up and finalize the whole project. And this brilliantly illustrates a major generational shift in electrical work. On one hand, we have Tool 7, the classic wire nuts. You can see them in red, yellow, and blue. These twist-on connectors have been the absolute industry standard for decades. You literally just twist the wires together inside the cap. But compare that with Tool 13 down in the bottom left, the lever wire connectors, often called Wago types. These are modern, clear plastic blocks with little orange levers. You just strip the wire, push it in, and snap the lever down. It's an incredible evolution for making really fast, highly secure, and easily modifiable connections. To wrap up the physical toolkit, we definitely can't forget about organization. That's where Tool 8, your trusty electrical insulation tape, comes in. It's available in various colors to mark different wire types, but mostly it's used for adding an extra layer of insulating security to your connections. And right next to it, Tool 12, the cable ties or zip ties, shown here in black and white bundles. These are absolutely vital for grouping loose wires together, keeping your electrical panel neat, organized, and safely bound up so nothing gets snagged or pulled out of place. Let's move to the full picture and see how this all builds together. We've magically turned our static list of nouns into an action-packed sequence of verbs. Imagine the workflow. First, you put on your orange insulating gloves and click on your LED headlamp. Second, you take your pen-like NCVT and test the wires to ensure absolutely zero voltage. Third, you grab your cable cutter and wire strippers to size and prep the copper. And finally, step 4, you push those prepped wires into modern lever connectors to lock the power path securely in place. It all just flows together perfectly. So the crucial takeaway here is that a successful job relies on a complete, functional system of tools working together in harmony. We've gone all the way from essential safety gear to modern fastening technology. Looking back at this complete workflow, I want to leave you with a quick thought. Take a mental inventory of your own garage or toolbox right now. Which of these 16 essential tools is missing from your workbench? Identifying that gap today might just be the most important step you take in getting ready for your next successful DIY project. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and as always, stay curious.